Welcome to Omnibus Cloud Video Part 3. Previously, in this three-part video series, we've shown how to get started with registration for a 1-month free trial of Omnibus Cloud for evaluation and how to install and register the adapters for the integrations. This video starts where we had left in Part 2, where we've completed the installation and registration of the adapters for Jira 4.3.4 and TFS 2010. In this video, we will demonstrate the first data flow between your tools. This involves 3 steps: creating a configuration user, activating the adapters, and finally, the user actions in the respective tools. In this context, it is important to mention that the role of a configuration user is to configure, that is, to add, modify, enable, and disable the service flows, which control the integration between your tools. An adapter is activated when at least one service flow involving that adapter as the source tool is created and enabled. For the benefit of beginners, we have provided some pre-configured service flows so that they can experience the data flow between the tools without requiring them to create any new service flows up front. We'll begin with creating a configuration user. Next, we'll activate the adapters by simply enabling 2 pre-configured service flows. After that, we'll show the first data flow between Jira and TFS. We log in to Omnibus Cloud website as an administrator. We are in the administrative homepage. An administrator can add configuration users. In the state diagram, we can see the Jira and TFS adapters are already registered. There is only one user in the list. That's the administrator user that was created automatically at the time of registration. Click on the Create New User link to add a configuration user. A configuration user can modify, enable, or disable existing service flows, as well as adding new service flows and changing his or her own password. Provide the necessary information for the configuration user. The fields marked with a red asterisk are mandatory fields. Fields related to licensing, if any, may be ignored. Note that the list is showing the user that was just added. This completes the step for creating a configuration user. We'll now log out from the user's page and then from Omnibus Cloud and log back into the Omnibus Cloud site as the new configuration user we just created. Click on the Sign Up/Login button. We log back into the Omnibus Cloud website as our configuration user. Previously, we've mentioned that a configuration user can create new service flows, modify existing service flows, or activate or deactivate existing service flows. A service flow is an event action-based rule which instructs Omnibus Engine and the tool adapters to perform an action in the target tool based on any event triggered in the source tool. We also mentioned that Omnibus Cloud provides some pre-configured service flows called Quick Start service flows, which are basic service flows provided for the convenience of new users. An adapter which has been downloaded and installed is not activated until at least one service flow with that tool as the source tool is enabled. In the next few steps, using the Quick Start service flows will activate Jira and TFS adapters by enabling one service flow for each. The tools whose adapters are registered will be displayed in the source tool and target tool dropdowns. The entities in this dropdown appear based on the available Quick Start service flows. Entity mapping is a mapping through which the fields of the source tool and target tool are mapped out in the service flow. It's easy to figure out that in the underlying service flow, which we have not shown or explained in this video, the bug entity of TFS is mapped to the bug entity in Jira. Click on the Go button. The available Quick Start service flows from Jira to TFS for bug entity appears. As previously mentioned, you can add new service flows once you have learned how to create them. As you create your new service flows, they will appear in this list in the future. Initially, all the service flows remain disabled. We are enabling the TFS to Jira bug added service flow, which means when a bug is added in Jira, that bug will flow into TFS and get added as a bug in TFS. Notice that in the row for Jira, the cell under the activated column has changed from a red-colored cross mark to a green-colored tick mark, indicating that the activation for Jira adapter is complete. If any service flow is enabled, then the adapter of the source tool becomes activated. We'll now repeat the same step for the TFS adapter. In order to activate the TFS adapter, we are selecting TFS as the source tool and Jira as the target tool. The Quick Start service flows configured for source tool as TFS and target tool as Jira are displayed. We are enabling the TFS to Jira bug added service flow, which means when a bug is added in TFS, it will flow into Jira and get added as a bug in Jira. Notice that in the row for TFS, the cell under the activated column has changed from a red-colored cross mark to a green-colored tick mark, indicating that the activation for the TFS adapter is complete. This concludes the second part, which included activation of the registered adapters for Jira and TFS. The system is now ready to function. You can log out from the Omnibus Cloud site. There is no further action required here. In the next steps, we'll demonstrate the functions of Omnibus by adding a bug in Jira and show in TFS that the bug has automatically flowed from Jira to TFS. This will be followed by a demonstration of the flow of the bug in a reverse direction. We are now in Jira. We'll create a bug in Jira and observe data flowing into TFS and automatically getting added as a new bug. We select the specific Jira project from the project dropdown. We must select the project that was provided as the default project during adapter registration. Summary and description fields are mapped, so we add content in the summary and description fields and save the bug. The bug that was just added is displayed in the list, confirming that it has been successfully added in Jira. Next, we'll go to TFS and show the bug has been added automatically. We're now in TFS to check whether the bug from Jira has arrived or not. We'll query all bugs in TFS by clicking on the All Bugs query. We can see the bug we entered in Jira displayed in TFS, with the summary and description fields values appearing in the title and steps to reproduce fields. This completes the service flow. Next, we will demonstrate the reverse service flow by adding a bug here in TFS and then viewing it in Jira in the following step. Add a title. Add a steps to reproduce, which will be mapped to the description field. We'll save the work item in TFS. Back in the Jira tool, we can see the bug from TFS has arrived in Jira. We can also see the bug is displayed with the summary and description field values appearing. Note that the steps to reproduce field in TFS has been mapped to the description field in Jira. This brings us to the end of this three-part video series. To summarize, we have covered 1. Registration of a new user. 2. Downloading, installation, and registration of the adapters. 3. Activation of the adapters and using Omnibus Cloud for integration of TFS and Jira. We hope you have enjoyed the videos and understand how easy it is to get started with Omnibus Cloud. You can contact us with any questions by sending a mail to support@covair.com. Thank you for watching this video.